this is my school. This is Woodland Star Charter School. It's a Waldorf-inspired school, grades K through 8. This is the area outside my classroom. It's a really beautiful area with trees and bushes and rocks and cool places for kids to hang out. This is a shade structure, and it's surrounded in grapevines, which the third grade harvest is part of their gardening program, and a lot of the students eat lunch out here. And then down at the end is the playground, the field. There's a couple different, there's this beautiful spiral garden. And then this is the entrance way to the classroom. And this beginning space is a mess. The Spanish teacher has her office in here, and she's in the process of moving to another location. So eventually this stuff will all go. This is what's at the beginning of the class. This is the space that I use with students. Mine is primarily the far end, but sometimes I work with students at this table. The occupational therapist is 1 day a week here. She works at that desk, as does the speech pathologist, who's here a day and a half, and they work with students at this table. And my students come in, they meet us at this rug. We shake their hand, greet them, hello and goodbye, just as a way of making some direct personal contact with each one. And then they come in and get their file. These are organized by grade and by name, and they can find theirs and pull it out. And this is all the materials that we're working on this particular day or week. Eventually, my plan is to have each student have a white binder, and these will have their name on the front and on the spine. And then when you open it up, it will have tabs so that they can turn right to whether it's math or read naturally or whatever we're working on. It's all organized in that folder. Okay, so this is the classroom. This is our working area and organizational space for papers and supplies. Down here are the computers. I'm still in the process of getting those set up with passwords and site licenses and whatnot, so students can use that as a resource. I share this classroom with, this is a Waldorf-inspired school, and they spend a lot of time in the spring putting on class plays, and this whole area is play props covered by curtains, and that's part of the space. Down here was our working process of organizing schedules, which is still quite a bit in process, but this was helpful. The upper and lower grades have 2 different schedules. And here's just the classroom from this view. I try to keep things organized and clean for my own sake and the students, but my desk is an exception. And my intern project is actually on paper and time management and organization. So you can see there's some need here. And that's my desk. Next to it are files for professional forms and papers, letters, various different curriculum materials. This one has Read Naturally. Everything's organized in there by level, so you can quickly pull out the stories. Over here are core phonics, and we're still in the process of getting those labels on. Then over in this corner, we have math manipulatives. These shelves all hold materials we're using with students on math. One of my instructional assistants is very organized, and this is the place that I personally put things for her to file or find an organizational system for, which is really handy. Got the tea kettle, that's important. This is a key, kind of simple but really important binder that I use a lot. The IEP at a Glance binder has the students' birthdays, so I can be reminded of that. In the front of the binder are the students' working goals that I've rewritten in their language, so in student-friendly language, so we can refer to that and talk about how we're working on them together. And then by each grade level are the working IEPs. the IEP at a glance. So just one page that gives each of their goals. I've written in the minutes so that I can use that when I'm organizing the schedule, circled if they have a triennial or when their annual is. And this I refer to all the time. This is really helpful. I understand that SACE doesn't have an IEP at a glance page, which is really unfortunate. There's that. Okay. Next to that is the printer. I'm still working on getting that for a wireless setup. This is another key organizational feature that I use in this classroom. This was actually set up for me the year before by the teacher prior to me and the school secretary. And these are the working IEP files for the students. And each student has a hanging file which holds 5 different color-coded files. And those 5 different files are green. The green one holds their goals. The red one holds conversations, say with parents, students, or teachers. The blue one holds informal assessments that are in progress. The yellow one is the working copy of their whole IEP. And the orange one is formal assessments. I love this system. It allows me to just pull out exactly what I need and not have to wade through a bunch of extra information. Super, super helpful. So that's the file. Next to it is this cupboard, which has our curriculum. I've basically tried to put at the top and the bottom materials that I'm not using at this time, and then in the center I have an assessment binder, phonics for reading, seeing stars, rewards, just things. These are all the Read Naturally stories organized by level, and we're still in the process of getting that a little more organized. These assessments I've put in tabs, but I need to have those all labeled so I know exactly what's in there. So here's just one more look at the classroom from this direction. I'm trying to make it kind of cozy. I'm working on getting a rug. I've ordered a bean bag, just making it kind of a nice place for kids to hang out and be. These flowers came from our school garden. And the last thing I want to point out is over here at the work table. This is the basket that lives all the to-dos for my instructional assistants. This folder has organization for the things that need to be done and who's working on it, what date they need to be done by. That's that. This folder is the resource room folder, student schedules, so I can quickly look what they're doing at what times. And last, these folders are for notes, for either push in or pull out. Myself and both of my instructional assistants write dated notes with how the day went, what the student was working on, problems, things that need to be addressed. And then all 3 of us can access this folder and take a look at what was done the day before. I find this really useful and helpful. Okay, so that is my classroom, and thank you for visiting.